You're through. What's shaking? What's up with everybody? Top of the noon, or I guess it's still a little noon, almost early evening. You know what I mean? Welcome to Facts of Life, the podcast. You know, my question, how everybody feeling, how everybody doing today? We're back with another episode 6. We bringing to you, episode 6 is a little interesting today, because it's about growing up on survival versus love. What is that? What does that mean for you? What does that mean for a lot of us? We got Brian Lyons back in here co-guesting with us.
What's up?
I said co-guesting, but co-hosting, but y'all know what that means.
Same difference. We be interviewing each other.
Right.
You know, we go back and forth.
Yeah, so y'all know what it is. Y'all know it's all love and things like that. And as always and foremost, y'all know we got Lola and Sky on the extra little cameos every now and then in the background, a little ha-ha here, ha-ha there. But nah, shout out to all of them. You know, we keep it raw, uncut. We giving you everything that we got. But what's up? How you feeling today? How are you today?
You know, amazing, man. You know the slogan. Better than yesterday, worse than tomorrow.
Oh.
You know? It was an
Better than
interesting
yesterday,
Monday.
worse than tomorrow.
Interesting Monday.
Yeah, today was definitely an interesting Monday.
You know, things didn't usually go my way, but we still made it happen. Regardless.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless. Adaption, you know.
Part of life.
Honestly, to me, it is like I think they bamboozled us, but that's another.
That's another episode.
Absolutely. I mean, they told us problems were a bad thing.
Man.
When in actuality, problems they create value. They're the catalyst of creation. Almost every invention ever made was from a problem. You know, look at the top 10% of producers in the world. Besides them being rich financially,
Right.
What they have in common is that they're problem solving. You know, so it's interesting that how we are taught to approach problems.
Like the problem is the biggest of the problems.
No,
the problem is the problem.
The problem is the good thing.
Yeah, the problem is the satisfaction of the solution.
And they never stop too. It's like waves in the ocean. Hey, I mean, so like either if you get stuck on problems being bad, then you know, it's crazy. It's a crazy thing.
No, most definitely. And sometimes that's how life carry you, or that's how it's perception too.
Well, I mean, it's all most of it is out of our hands.
Well,
a lot of it is not only that. Keep it a whole hundred, like. I understand why a lot of people cling to the victim shit, you know. Like, and I know this is going like on a tangent, but like, I know why. It's like a lot of times shit happens to you that's not your fault. A lot of times shit happens to you that's not your fault.
Right.
You know, but the reality is.
What about how you listen? I think it's how you.
You about to say what I'm about to say.
Yeah, okay.
What you respond to and how you respond to it after that is what makes the story real, you know, and what makes the story what the story is, right?
Right.
So if you come up against an obstacle or something like that, and it's terrible and all odds are against you, and you don't even try because of such, and it leaves you in a state of a bad state, or whatever the case may be, then you know that's terrible. But it's also super terrible because you ain't tried.
Mm-hmm.
That same situation, if you would have tried 100%. And you would have only got 50% done.
Mm-hmm.
That's still a 50% better situation to be in, right?
Right.
So it's like you said, it's how you react to it and pushing through. You know, you want controlled failure, if you will. That's what practice is.
And there's nothing wrong. I think a lot of us sometimes we're afraid to fail. You know, so I think like.
Of course,
sometimes
that's the biggest obstacle of adult humans. Because as a child, you know, there's a lot of things that like you can't really control. You know, like this, your parents, finances, right? Like you don't really know that much about the world. You're kind of just going into it. But as an adult, the single most thing that holds us back, and we try to use other excuses for it, is fear. Fear of our peers, fear of failure. You know?
You know, it's funny, I got fear tattooed on the back of my arm, and it's funny. Like even with, like I'm, when it comes to tattoos and shit like that, like I'm very like. I think about where I'm placing
me
it.
too.
I think about what I'm getting. I like.
Yeah, me too.
Like when
me
a person
too.
be like, "Oh, do they have meaning?" Like, yeah, literally all my tattoos have meaning. You know,
a lot of meaning.
So
right.
It's like even the most simplest of it. But I got the word fear on the back of my arm, and it's on the left side, on the back of my left side of my arm, and it's actually in bones, right? Because. I'll never forget like what made me even get it and where I was at. I was in high school when I got it, and I was sitting in my English class, and an acronym had came up. And like,
false evidence appearing real.
Yeah, so that's exactly what I got it. So I was like, wait, and that at that moment is when I realized what all this thing was like carrying on in fear. Like it was like it made everything move differently from me.
Everything.
And I don't know if everybody heard him, but he said like, false evidence appearing real.
Yeah.
And it's like that's exactly my. I mean, it's crazy because it's now like as I got older, there's other ways people think of like with the whole fear and everything. But like that's literally exactly what I got.
Yeah, that's what I was taught too. I was taught that it was a. The reality is that it's everything. Everything is a mind game.
Mm-hmm.
Like we go to the gym and we push ourselves, but remember what I told you about most people say at the safe, weights that they feel like they already conquered. It's a mind game. You don't want to look like you struggling because you worry about who looking at you. It's a mind game.
Right.
Most of everything we encounter is a mind game because it all happens in our mind. We don't know anything else but how our mind perceives things.
Right.
We can't know anything else because we rely on the light cones in our vision to translate things, right?
Right.
And then we perceive it through the connections that we have, the synapses that we have through our dendrites and things of that nature in our neurons, which is just our brain cell. Fancy words for saying brain cells. You know what I'm saying? So all of that's happening. That's what's really happening, right? Like we see it as things, but what's really happening is light waves, light particles being intercepted and translated. We release certain hormones. We put that together in our head, and we in our brain create a picture. Mm-hmm. So everything's a mind game.
We were talking about that before too. Like a lot of the stuff, like a lot of things, we go off a picture and like we see pictures first, and that's what really give us our. Like we only see pictures. Pardon me.
Yeah.
We create things and put them into pictures and things like that. Mm-hmm. But we're gonna go ahead and get into that. Cause like I said, we're gonna go more on that too. Cause a lot of that comes from adaptation and shit like that.
So that kind of ties
into this. Yeah. That's what I was gonna say. So this is the perfect time to get into it because it does tie into the whole growing up off of love versus growing up off of survival, and what that means to us. Like what I mean. Like I always say, we're not no experts or anything like that. It's just like we're just trying to put out our thoughts and what we think our what we perceive our images to be and our views, and we try to create this illustration for you,
right?
But like, do you think me and you kind of started talking about this a little bit? So it's like I wanted you to say it because I want you to elaborate on the thing. Like, so what are your thoughts on? Do you think there's some people in the world who grow up and a lot of their actions and ways of living is off of how they were raised because of, was it raised off of survival or was it raised off of love?
Right.
You know what I mean?
And so, not even to go like my whole thing is origin and procedure because I feel like we've been living as humans for so long that we've been having things passed down so long that sometimes things get misconstrued. Right. So I want to just take it back to the last episode where we were talking about animals and humans, right? And when you look at a mother elephant, or when you look at a mother deer, or when you look at a mother bear, right, and they're teaching their cubs survival skills, that can almost that's unconditional love at its fucking peak. That's you know what I'm saying? That's unconditional love at its peak. Now, as a human, should we have more to offer? Yes, because we have more faculties. We already spoke about that. Okay. So as a human being, should there be more to offer a parent-child relationship than just survival skills? Absolutely. In a prime situation, in an ideal situation, as we were talking about, absolutely. But I don't think that's should be seen as lack thereof, because people can only give what they have. And unfortunately,
that's a fact.
Unfortunately, we can't undermine the fact that we've been systematically oppressed for generations. And I hate that Black History Month. No, I hate to take it there, but like reality is that is a lot of the reason why only survival skills have been passed on, because if you can only afford not to think about survival situations when you're not in turmoil. Mm-hmm. When you're not being berated on the streets, sprayed with water hose, told where to sit, what water fountain to drink from, beyond that, telling when to pick cotton or when to go to sleep and when to eat. You cannot think beyond survival under those. That's wartime. Mm-hmm. Right? And so a lot of our loved ones who teach us came from that environment, and so that's why they only pass down survival skills. But like I tell people all the time, if the person only has lemons and you need oranges, they can only give you lemons. That doesn't mean they don't love you. Yeah. That doesn't mean the love isn't real. What you want them to fake it? Uh-huh. They don't know a life like that.
Right.
We pass on based on our experience. So I don't think that past the survival, teaching of survival should be looked at as anything less than love. I think that's one of the most utmost. Now, yes, I do think that there should be more offered, because it's all we're trying to transcend to the highest peak of being of human beings, right? But at the end of the day, you can only, that's why at some point the teacher becomes the the student becomes the master, right? Mm-hmm. The student becomes the teacher, because at some point he surpasses that level, right, and he has to learn more and teach, right? And so you can't be mad about that, because that's what gave you your spark. Right. So I'm not saying that anyone is or indifferent, because a lot of people listening might have had a little bit of both. Some people might have more of one than the other. Right. And neither of which makes you bad or good. That's not how it is. Like, right, it just is something like, okay, cool. This is how
part of you.
Yeah. And then you should just use it to observe how you love. Yeah. Now what's more important now that you're an adult? Like, what are you gonna, now I want to ask you that. Like, what's more important as you're now as an adult? You can tell me how you were raised. Were you raised more in survival or love, or how do you qualify that?
So, in my opinion, I was definitely raised more on survival. You know what I mean? And my shit, like, I like to see how you had looked at that. And first and foremost, were you raised on? You had more love within yours?
I said I think I had more survival, but the love wasn't so far off. Like every time we had a chance to, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We'll do a little bit extra, but the love was more shown in our extracurricular activities, mm-hmm, than it was in how a lot of my other friends got love. Mm-hmm. Like a lot of my friends might have got love in Jordans and shit like that. Mm-hmm. I didn't get material love like that. Right. Like I got the love that was not survival love was when my parents invested money in our sports and made us travel around the country to play basketball and run track and do boxing and shit like that. Like that was, you know what I'm saying? Like that was their way of showing, waking up 6 a.m. just to make sure they could fucking get there to see us and be in a stand rooting for us and stuff like that. That was love on a different level, because it was love to show us that they just here to see us do our best for us. Right. Like none of these other niggas really give. They don't. Like my mom made it painstakingly clear when she was cheering for us that no one else mattered on the field. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like to her eyes, right, and that's what that mattered to us, right? And so that's what we got. But then on a regular Monday through Friday, absolutely, it was survival. Watch it back, like knowing, hey, look, we making it from end to end. We don't have enough of this right here, right now. We don't got like that. Still living in the hood. You know what I'm saying?
So that's interesting. Like that's what I was thinking. Like I was wondering more a little bit of that background, because it's like, see, so mine is a lot different. Okay. You know what I mean? It's not on the instance of and it's funny from having you say how the extracurriculum and things like that. But for me growing up, man, I remember I used to wish I could get into the extracurriculum that I was able to get into stuff that didn't require a parent or guardian. Right. You know what I mean? None of this is at all. If y'all know me, none of this is at all disregarding anything about
we just talking about what happened.
But it's what I had to realize, now that I'm older, I realized a lot of stuff where I now realize that a lot of it was survival because, like you said, what can I learn from my parents that I can't learn nothing that they weren't.
They never experienced or experienced.
Or that they wasn't. Yeah, exactly. Right. But I'm saying like I can't. It's like it's inevitable. I'm gonna learn what they were taught. That's what I'm trying to say.
Right.
So it's like
if I'm point of reference.
Like it's like yeah. So it's like. And they had a point of reference.
Right.
So you got to figure
that's why I went back to the systematic oppression because that's real.
And that's real.
In all our households,
When you said that, like, it made me start thinking, like, yo, it's so deep that, like, for instance, my great-grandmother was a slave.
Exactly. Yo, you know really, is like, that deep? Absolutely.
Learning about my living in the house with my great-grandmother.
So that means that's
not even just, like,
just for a second, not even to take you off, like, just for a second, but, like, I want people to realize, like, what that means is that her point of reference was skewed by her op. We talk about ops, this, op. No. Really by somebody who had a different skin color than her and controlled her.
Right.
Was the person who was supposed to teach her.
Right.
Imagine how much shit subconsciously got poured into that. You know what I'm saying? And that's the vessel that we all drink from. All of us as black people.
Right.
But
like no, cause like that's deep, and I'm glad you pulled that from that, cause like that's the thing, and that's what I was getting ready to say, like about whole. So like when I think about like survival, it's like it's not like we not talking like hey, with this and that you gotta. It was kind of like an unwritten. We didn't need to talk about it. It was just this is life. This is what life is. You know what I mean?
Part of our environment.
Exactly. Right. So it's like that whole like it was a lot of times like we couldn't get shit. All that material we just couldn't get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like I remember going back and like watching like the one thing that I know my mom always made sure of was like, you know, we had food in the house. I always ate. So it's crazy. Like I always ate. Like I was always full.
It was always good.
I was always good like that. Like, you know what I mean?
I never had to worry about that part.
Yeah. But it's like as far as like love, like that wasn't the thing you talk about. We don't talk about that like feelings and shit like that. You didn't talk about that like how I grew up. Like, you know what I mean?
What do you think the reason behind that was? Like if you had just had to, based on everything you know now, why was that taboo, if you will? Why was that a thing we didn't talk about? Because in my house it was money. So that's interesting that you said that. Because in my house, feelings was something we talked about.
The whole thing. Part of stuff. Sky and Lola, go. Pardon me. I told y'all we got the cameo going with Sky and Lola, but they want to be a little extra. But give us a moment, real quick. But that's the thing. Like now that I'm getting older, what I'm saying about that whole thing, like with the whole, it made me think and not like I think I forgot. I didn't realize how close it was to home, so to say.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right,
you know how like when you go through things, people are like, oh, you say, oh, this won't happen to you, this won't happen until it get close to home, and then it's like now your perception and your view on things are different.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? Like I said with the first ever episode, a lot of people it's hard for them to get through that first episode. You know what I mean? But the whole reason of the first episode is to show you and prove to you that people's perceptions are different depending on when their experience through the perception.
But do you believe that? Do you believe that? Because I wasn't a part of the first episode, but I did listen to it and I loved it. And what I got out of it was that, from the broad part of it, was that for the most part, morals come maybe on a spectrum, if you will.
But that's my whole point.
But see now, and I don't necessarily disagree with that at all.
Right.
But because I have a different, remember I told you about the Hermetics. If you asked me that question before reading that book and before doing the research I've been doing on that, I would agree with you. But then it's like, but then there's the all, right? There's the all, and there's the particle of the all that we all have, right? Which means that if we're all from the same thing, if we seen it this way, and I understand that some people don't see it this way, but morally, if we seen it this way, that we're all from the whole thing, morals go out the window, right? Like based on what I know now, like
but that's my whole point.
right.
Pardon me. That's my whole point of moral change. That's what I'm saying. My whole point is that your morals or whatever you have at that, whatever you made, like. What is it? Like that's if it's like if it can change so often, it's like what really is it?
But it shouldn't change once you know.
It shouldn't change once you know.
It's like you don't know, but that's the thing. It changes because people don't know.
But people, and that's the thing. That was the thing. People didn't know.
Absolutely.
Once people started knowing this, everybody had a different side of it.
Right. And that's why it's important to have a standard.
So it's like that's what I'm saying. Like with this whole, what I had to realize, like growing up, like now me being at an older self and looking back is, like when we talk about. Of the way of teachings and things like that, like
survivorship.
In survival, like I'm telling you, my great grandmother was a slave.
Right.
So that means my grandmother.
Right.
What was her life like?
Right.
She was a slave.
Right.
She
might have had a pessimistic outlook.
She had to take a piece of that slavery that her mother went through, and
which
she
means
was with her.
Which means
you know the story. So now my mom is born.
Right.
You feel me? Right. And it just so happened my mom is the first child that's born.
Right. So she got the actual truth.
The actual, like, you know what I mean?
The growing up with it, because you see it all.
Like
I'm the oldest. You see it all. Like it's like we all have different parents. Like you know,
we all
like,
have different parents.
So like the parents I have, it's not that my we have the same. Me and my brothers, we all have the same mom and dad. It's not what I'm saying. But the time period, we all change as people. So, you know, when my mom had me, she was 21 and my dad was 24.
It was so much different shit that was, she was feeling different.
Feel me? So when she had my little brother, she was 25, 26. Now think about yourself as a 21-year-old from when you was 25. You two different people.
And you already had a child, and so it's like things
and don't get me wrong, I know her through all the people that she is, because you gotta be true to all your identities, right? But it's cool to see your parents like that.
Yeah, absolutely. So like, okay, so now, you know, if I take that layer back, it's like now I wind up being the youngest of my mom's children.
Oh wow, okay.
You feel what I'm saying? So it's like now me looking back and looking at everything is like wow.
The whole culmination.
Yeah, it's like wow. And then it's like I'm still discovering and learning about some shit that I didn't get the chance to see.
You didn't get right because you weren't here.
His experience, right? So it's like all of that shit, and now that I'm looking back, it's like, well shit. When I look back and look at my history from my great grandmother, like when she tell me like her grandmother lived to be 130. I'm like, what? Nuh-uh. But then I find that record and I'm like, yo, she really lived to be 130. It make you start thinking.
A lot of things that people,
you know what I mean? It's like,
don't know about.
Her mother passed away. Her mother died at I think like 60 or 69. 69, her mom died at. Yeah. So think about that. Like her mother died at 69, but her grandmother 130. So it's like you start thinking about what was going on. Then when you go back to those times and you look at the dates, because we're talking, my great grandma was born 1909. Yeah. You feel me? So now we got to take it all the way back a little more. Yeah. When you talking about the 1700s, 1800s, and shit like that.
So boom. If you said that, right, and then you add the 69 on that, based on you said when your other grandmother was done, right? So now we had 1820 or 31, right? No, right? Yeah, 1831, right? And then you said 130 years from there. That's 1700.
You like get what I'm saying?
No,
so it's like
that's slavery.
That's slavery.
Remember that we have just now into slavery times, right? So right. So,
and when I tell you, I told you, my girl was born 1909. When we think about when times of slavery, like you said, when slavery was supposed to end.
Well, no, slavery.
Like when it was supposed to end, like you know.
Yeah.
What I mean?
Well, they just actually found records of a slave ship that was that sunk off the in the river in Georgia, I believe, in the mid 1800s. With live slaves on it. That was directly from like Senegal or something like that. So like they definitely, when slavery was abolished, it wasn't just like a tomorrow. That's it. It was like bootlegging. It was
and that's where my
the southern steps and the southern states illegal slavery.
Illegal slavery. So that's what I want to. That's my whole point of
deep into
everybody understand.
Almost into the late 1800s.
Think about it. My grandmother was born into illegal slavery,
which is crazy because she don't even know.
So she don't even know. So this is her life. This is how she grew up. So now when I'm looking back and I'm looking at the census for those years, because every year we do a census, right?
Yeah.
So now I'm looking at the census. On the census, the way it break it down is like, oh shit, this is plantations.
Yeah.
So this is what plantation she belonged to.
Yeah.
And it's the Crawford
with the worth attached.
Yeah, it's the worth attached. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like this is what it is. So it's like this is how it's gonna go. So now, right? So now when I think about that, it's like, wow. So this whole time coming to the north and living in the north was all part of them migrating, trying to find better.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So by the time my great grandma passed away, she was 97 years old.
Okay.
You feel me? So now by that time, think about that, for 97 years prior. 97 years prior. If I'm born in, she was born 1909, right? I was born in 1990.
Yeah.
The years. Think about the years
the
time.
Yeah.
And she passed when she's 97.
Yeah.
How much of things could she have really done from, and what did she have to train everybody? And then there's still families, because she done had 7 children.
Of course.
Six, 7 children.
And
so it's like
all of those experiences get also, not just through verbal, but get genetically.
So now that's what I was going to say. So now all these new lives are being born.
Yeah.
Now all of these wounds, all of these things that.
But this is exactly why, not to cut you off, I'm so sorry. This is exactly why I get so frustrated with our community, because, and it's not because, and I love our community, man. I love us, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like your favorite team. It's like people whoever's a Cowboy fan, you gonna know how I feel about it. Right. You love your team, but you just be like, just get it, come on, we got this, get it together, we got this, right? And it's like, we all come from stories similar than this, we all have these pains, and they fought so hard to get us here.
Right.
They fought way too hard to get us here for us to be just hurting each other, and being nervous and scared around each other, and not uplifting each other, and not making sure that our kids have a further shit. Like, we wouldn't have got this, and I don't mean to sound preachy, but like, it's in
a sense of the way I would say is of breaking the change.
Not even breaking the change, because the change is it keeps changing, making the change.
I said change.
Oh, breaking the chains. Oh yeah, breaking the chains. Yeah.
This is like the part of, like, you can't keep. So it's like, if you, like, for instance, like if there's never a time where I'm like, all right, I could take everything that I know from ancestry, and I could take it as, and I could be a victim. Like when we say, like, listen. Yeah. I'm not saying I am. I'm just saying, like, I could take it and be like, and just like.
And go with it. You just go with it. Yeah, absolutely. Like, call it. It's all someone else's fault.
I could teach everybody away from me.
Right. You're right.
It's not our fault. We're like, and it's like, but where would it be? It's only teaching the same thing. So it's like, and I'm not saying that nowhere within my family was that. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that there has to be somewhere that love was somewhere like given. You know what I mean? Because in my heart, and how I know how I move and how I now think, and now, like I said, growing up, it's like my heart is more of like, nah, hold up. It gotta be a change within something. It's like it's a lot of experience.
So two things about that. One, you hit it on the head. There was love, because you couldn't become who you are.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
But that's why I said at the beginning. But there was also that survivorship. Like, you're not wrong, you know what I'm saying, right?
But that's what I'm saying. But it's like, if it comes off of, like, at the same time, though, in the same token, though, and I don't know if some of the listeners agree nor disagree, but, like, in the same token, though, it was on some shit where it's like, majority of, like, I learned a lot of my relationships, or whether it's with romantically or just in, like,
just person to person, right?
You know what I mean? A lot of person to person relationships, like, when people are being like certain ways or doing ways, I think about it, I question it first instead of like naturally let it
reacting
be what it could be, and it could be something regular genuine. Like, I kind of like I wait to pick at it to see what it is, because I don't necessarily know right away of how to love, or how to, or maybe I don't show it. Like,
what makes you think that? Is it because it's not similar to other people's?
No, I know everybody's is different. What I'm saying about that is, like, my way of, like, you if you're not taking time to really get to know me, for instance, this is my opinion, right?
Right.
If you're not taking time to really get to know me, you might feel as though like I might be coming off mad aggressive or things this way or like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like, that's your opinion because it's like you haven't sat down or this and that. So it's like, what I learned is like, that's just how I was. That's who I am.
And that's,
you know what I mean? And I'm okay with that.
No, you should because it's fucking, it's amazing, dog.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I love being around you because it's like,
I appreciate that.
It's rare to find people so comfortable in their own skin. Man.
Yeah, and it's like, and that's
what it does. It liberates you.
It
liberates you. It makes other people want to be themselves too because it's like yo, and if it doesn't, you can see through it right away. Like, okay, if this person's going to try, because I like you to be the same way. I'm cool in my own skin, and you have two types of people that react to that. Either they're going to be more themselves, which lets you know that they might have been timid at first, but they know that can be themselves now, or they're going to try to be like you.
Yeah. And
then I see what type of person it is. Yeah. I'm not trying to knock you or nothing like that, but it just means like, yo, okay, so you're individually weak.
Yeah.
Your self-esteem is a little bit low.
You
know, and to go back to what you said generationally is like, making the change is what every generation did. You feel me? Our generation just talks too much about it. Does that make sense?
There's no action. It's not no action, it's a lot of less of that action.
Well, because the reality is we don't have a forum. We don't come together. Ain't no, and I'm not advocating that I am or no one else is. I'm just speaking up. I'm just speaking up. There's no Martin Luther King of our era, right? Like there's nobody who can bring us together to have this conversation that we need to have.
Right.
All right, like yo, it's the 20th day of Black History Month, right? You know if there was a convention? I don't know. I'm not saying it wasn't because I did look it up, and that's poor of me and myself. Because it just came to this. We free talking.
Yeah, we free talking. Definitely.
But was there a convention? Why isn't there a convention? Like, no, there's enough of us with money now where, like, why we don't. Maybe, like I said, I could be ignorant. There could be one right now that I've never looked up, so I'm gonna fact check this afterwards, and we'll update it. We'll update them.
Right.
But why isn't it more advertising?
But also, why is there that you will even be asking this question? Or I'm even like, wait, that's a good question. Is it one going on? But this is what I'm saying is because it's like, if you ask me other questions about what's going on right now, I probably can answer it.
Right.
And it has nothing to do with Black History Month or
us. It's not even like it needs to be like a whole history type of thing. But we should be able to get together every year.
Yeah.
And try to.
You see how they trying to do Juneteenth?
Yeah, but I don't want a celebration. That's not what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
that's not what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't say a celebration.
I know.
Right? That's a convention.
This is what I said. That's why I want Juneteenth because it's like. It's like.
Is that what it's tinkering on?
It's like. They doing so many different.
No, and that's the problem.
My opinion is taken away from what's.
That's the problem. Umbrella this. Let's umbrella this. Right? I understand that we all gonna see things different. That's not the problem. The problem is this: we don't have a place where we can at least voice it.
Right.
We should have a convention. Right? We should put certain things on a docket, and we should meet in a certain location. It can change up for 3 to 4 days a year. Maybe in February. Let's keep that tradition. Fuck it, it's February, right? Let's meet someplace. Let's meet up at a convention, right? And let's have the things on the docket. And let's talk about it. Let's give out. Let's split it up. When you get there, we'll have a big ass meeting, and then we'll separate. Who needs financial help? Who needs criminal attorney help? Who needs credit score help? Like who's looking to maybe get a trade? We got people with trades here. They're looking for people who can protege, right? Like. Am I tripping?
You're not tripping at all. Bro. You're not tripping at all. But I feel like
is it a tall order? I don't have the brand yet, but trust me.
I feel like it's not. I feel like it's. I don't feel like that's.
Because here's the thing. Like that's the first step, right? And then we can. Because if we don't all at least let's have a family reunion. Let's call it the reunion.
Yeah.
And let's all because we all have this pain. We need a place where we can just. We need a place we can Wakanda. We need a place where we can, you feel me? Like,
all connected.
just...
But this is what I'm saying. The whole point of me saying that whole
And that is the survivor.
The thing is, we see it in our face all the time.
Yeah, when we look at each other deep,
we see it in our face all the time. Like, even they put it on the TVs.
The pain.
Like, they make sure that they put it up there for us to watch it and see. Like, you know what I mean? So
it's because we're not getting through it.
It's the reverse way.
We're not getting through it, and we need because we can't rely on them again.
Triggers.
We can't rely on them again. Like that's the whole thing. Like remember I said every generation does something different. This should be the first generation to do it without them.
Without them, exactly.
And it's not no shade to any. If we have white listeners, we love y'all. Like it's no. It's like I'm not trying to put you or like put you on trial for what your ancestors did. It's nothing like that. But us as a unit, we just need to like just get. You know what I'm saying? Like we just need to get together and spread the love that it's like a trauma therapy. Like you know what I'm saying?
Like, it's like what you just said. Right there where you ended trauma therapy, because that's what I was gonna say. It's just like a whole healing process. The thing is, like what you said. Hold on, real quick. Like what you said. The problem is, a lot of us don't heal.
Yeah,
we don't know how to heal.
We don't know how.
We continue to have these offsprings that are growing into
having a bad start off the rip.
They don't even have a chance.
Yeah,
and they don't know, and already they're growing up not knowing that they could almost feel defeated.
Yeah. And,
you know what I mean? That they don't have. And
I think the only way we've learned through this far in psychology is that the only way to really get through the trauma is to get through it. It's not to cover it up. So we gotta dig. We gotta so we can get some professional people in the convention to have these forums. We can all take some notes and then you know what I'm saying? We can all
network.
Then what we'll do is this. We can have like a get together every night. You know what I'm saying? Well, we can still let off some steam and celebrate still to come together, but then we know, hey, 9 o'clock or whatever the time is going to be, we got that first meeting, we all going to show up because our ancestors, we work. You know what I'm saying? We do it for us. And then in the past time, when we see each other, what's up? We all say good morning. We can all say good, because we know we all there to be safe. We know no one's there we all there to better ourselves. And then we can put it on TV. Because we put everything the fuck else on TV, right? And we want to put the fucking with all the respect, the BET Awards on TV. I think this is worthy.
Yeah, no.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because then the people who can't fly down there, who can't make it, can still be in their living room taking notes.
I say right now, you already know, me and you, we could get together and let's fucking. Let's make this happen by
2030. Let's try to see what's up. I mean, like, honestly, wait. But first, I'm not gonna lie. We do have to do the research because there could be something in the works. And if there's something already in the works, I want to add to it.
Regardless of,
I want to add to it.
No, even if it's, that's what I was about to say. Even if it's something in the works, if anybody could find anything, because today really, this whole episode of growing up surviving, growing up with survival or love, like is like. This whole episode is about that. Like, are you growing up with survival or love? And like, this is the whole. I hope you understand. This was a free talk episode. Like, so I hope y'all appreciate it because this was a straight vulnerable episode brought to you. So we did free talk. It's not like any of this stuff that we talking about, like the convention, we did not look this up to see if it's a convention. This was a thought that came right now on the free thought.
Literally.
That's why this is Facts of Life, the podcast. Because this is how real, uncut. You heard me say, hold on, earlier, real quick. Like, you know this is for real with the dogs. Like, this is for real. Now they laying down like nothing ever happened. They worked a long day at the job and they just so tired. You feel me? But it's like, like, If it is something out there, let us know. Comment. Yeah. Comment, like, share all that shit. Yeah. Like, let us know.
And if it isn't and you want to get down, let us know. I mean,
by 2030, by 2030.
I mean, because I know if it's not nothing, it's gonna take some time.
That's just something. I like that number. I like that number. It's crazy.
It's a good one to shoot.
It's crazy because it's a lot of numbers that like. It's crazy because that's a whole nother thing we're gonna talk about now. Yeah. But it was a whole lot of numbers this whole week that like been coming around. So it's crazy that you just said that number. But so listen, if it's not nothing, it will be something, and you're gonna learn more about it because now we're gonna put something to it. And if it is something, we both want to add more value to it.
And more like any way we can help.
We want to definitely be a part of it.
Let us know who is a part of it, and we'll reach out to them and do the footwork because we want it.
Yeah, because it's like this is this is a lot of.
There's nothing more important. I tell my kids all the time. There's nothing more important than acting. So many people take away from our culture. Most people wake up with their hand out, just waiting to take from society, and that's why we feel so empty. But I'm trying to just do the opposite, man.
And sometimes people don't have a handout, but the ones that if they're not educated enough, then they put their trust in other things and other people, and sometimes
they don't fall through. Absolutely, I agree.
So sometimes they
it's not just one. That's why I said absolutely. That's the thing about the truth. That's the thing about the truth. It's multiple perceptions. You know what I'm saying? But but what I'm also saying is like, for the people who are out there trying and they have to get with the you tell somebody, a friend of yours, or somebody who has seen you grinding about your business, and then they hit you with what's the discount? It's like,
I can't stand that.
You know what I'm saying? That's that handout shit type shit I'm talking about. You find out where you work, just to be like, what's up?
Discount,
dog, like, listen.
$54.99, motherfucker. Like, that's exactly what it is. Plus the tax and gratuity. What you talking about? Just But yo, for real, this is wrapping up the end of our episode. Appreciate y'all rocking with us and all that good shit. Like I already said, Facts of Life, the podcast. You rocking with the homie Dave, and you already know the fucking special co-host, guest host, all that, everything. Yeah. Nah, but you already know that's Brian Lyons, the dreamer, the dream consultant, he's everything. I call him Boot Camp Brian. He's fucking
man, it's love being here, man. It's good to just get my thoughts out, but and sharing with you and synergy wise, I think it's getting even better. So.
Yeah, I appreciate you as always.
Yeah, of course.
And stay tuned for that, because it just might. We on the side, but appreciate y'all as always, and y'all already know that. Like I said, enjoy the day and ask somebody how they feeling, for real. Ask somebody how they feeling. That's been on my heart.
And then really listen.
And really listen.
Really, that's the key.
And really sit back and listen. Take the time to ask, listen. And you ain't even gotta respond unless they want you to. Sometimes listening is more important than anything. Yeah. But you already know love is love. Holla at y'all later.